hit it, muchachos.
Oh, wait, now I'm multiplying and dividing?
Yep.
No.
Oh no, it's not that hard.
You always say that, and then it turns out to be horribly
I'm serious
hard.
this time. How about the easy stuff?
You say you're always serious, and it still turns out to be horribly hard. Yeah, you really don't have a good track record.
Hard.
That phrase says it all.
No, there's sometimes, okay, there are sometimes though that I say that this is challenging. Now, that's always right too, but there's always at least
You're proving my
a decent
point.
sized kernel of truth
You're
when I
proving
say
my
that.
point.
Alright,
You're proving my point.
anyways, example 11, an Olympic sized swimming pool is about 5 times 10 to the 1 meters and 2.5. Ooh, that's 2 times 5, that's not gonna work. 2.5 times 10 to the first meters wide. Find the approximate area. Guess what you have to do with multiplying?
Just gotta multiply them.
That's it.
That's so hard.
So you just look at this and you ignore that little m there and you say, hey, I'm gonna use what property here, Leah? Yeah, see I did that because I knew you'd know it. So I'm going to do 5 times 2.5 times 10 to the first times 10 to the first. Add my powers of 10, I have 10 to the
First. Wait, second.
second. And then 5 times 2.5,
1.25.
that's what the book tells me. No, book, it's 12.5 actually. And you'd shift that over, that is getting smaller by 1, so this gets bigger by 1. 1.25 times 10 to the third. Meters, and what's the label?
E is squared.
Squared, because it is area.
Awesome. That's so
Now,
hard.
Madison, try to tell me that was hard.
That was very hard. My
Oh,
brain is
you're-
exploding right
See,
now.
now you're lying. Now you're the one with the bad track
What
record.
are you talking about? I'm not lying. Who's lying? You're lying.
Alright, the length of Aztec Stadium in Mexico. Fun fact, the Rams had a Monday night game there. It was supposed to equate an Aztec Stadium in Mexico.
Oh, I
and
forgot. I have to
didn't
tell
get
you
played there
this.
because they didn't keep the field in good field conditions, which they lost. Mexico lost this ton of money, and the NFL didn't get exposure in Mexico, which we're not a fan of because we want to get more exposure in other countries. I was sad.
I found this super funny because you know the day we made that board bet about the Rams and the Packers?
Yeah, the one that you're gonna lose.
Yeah. Right after school, I got a text from this huge group chat.
You didn't lie.
We have a cousins group chat, and they're getting like tickets for it. We're all going, so.
I might be there too.
We're
Yeah, I talked to Mrs. Brunel about it. We might be coming up on Thanksgiving break because of Thanksgiving weekend.
And I
You can
just-
text me after the game. You know, you can meet up with me after the game.
Yeah,
and
meet
stuff
up
with my
with your
face.
27-year-old teacher at the Rams game.
I'll
Yeah,
be
you
28
always-
at that time. My birthday's in September. Thank you,
28,
Riley.
sorry.
His old
I'm just
28
saying, if I go to the game, I will not forget.
His old
so.
teacher who is now 28 years old. Meet up with him and his wife.
All right. She's definitely not going to the game. Over her dead body, I'd drag her to an actual professional sporting event. She tolerates me watching sports in the house.
Anyway, it was just
Okay, but it's better to go to like an actual stadium.
Oh, it definitely is.
Yes, it is.
And Lambeau's so cool.
I would say in general, it's probably not worth the money, but especially
The
since
one
I
time
never
I
get
went
to
to the
see that.
Bucks
I never
stadium
even have a
to watch
chance to
game,
go.
it was much
The
better
first
than
time I
watching
went to Lambeau, it was like chills. I watched the Bucks play, or the.
Lambeau's also like historically one of the 5 greatest stadiums in any sport.
I
like
watched the
any
Badgers play LSU there.
By doing indoor stadiums. It's on the short list. Either way. Anyways, so you're trying to figure out the area of it. There's the length. You got that. You have to move stuff around again. 1.05 times 6.8 times 10 to the third because you add those together. Do the multiplication, you get 7.14 times 10 to the third, and it is still meters squared. Gotta practice. Do you really feel like you need to do them?
Yeah.
No.
Yes.
Okay,
No.
then you can do them on
No,
your
I
own
was
time if you
kidding.
feel like you need to, because I think this is pretty stinking simple. On example 12, page 83, dividing numbers. Mercury has an approximate mass of 3.3 times 10 to the 23rd kilograms. Oh my goodness, what a fat planet. Mars, let's say that's Mercury. Mars is 6.4 times 10 to the
23rd.
23rd.
Again. Big bike.
which you might think, hey, they're about the same size, right? Well, 3.3, 6.4, look, that's about twice as big, so it's actually quite a bit
They're
bigger.
both big bikes.
How many times as great a mass of, okay, this is the time I'm admitting, Madison, so you can feel good about yourself, that the way they phrase this is dumb. About how many
Most
times,
things are phrased are dumb.
just look at how they're phrasing it. How many times as great as the mass of Mercury is the mass of Mars? Why can't you just say how many times bigger
Is the mass
is,
of
is
Mercury
Mars
than-
than Mercury? You could just say that, right? But no, they have to phrase it, how many times as great as the mass of Mercury is the mass of Mars? Basically, all you need to know is that this is Mars divided by Mercury.
Find answers.
So I put Mars on top, 6.4 times 10 to the 23rd. Mercury on the bottom, 3.3 times 10 to the 23rd. What happens with the powers of 10? What are you supposed to do with powers of 10? You're supposed to
Divide.
I can't hear her, she's
Divide.
minus.
That's what I thought she said.
subtract the powers of 10. Do you guys remember this from the last chapter?
Zero.
Yeah, I said 0.
Yeah, so it's 10 times 10 to the 0, so it's 6.4 over 6.3 and whatever that is times 10 to the 0th, which is really 1.
Do you mean big with it?
Yeah, I was just making sure you're paying attention. Congratulations.
Definitely.
You pay like 100 times more attention than they do. I could make mistakes all day long over
What
there.
happened?
They never catch them. We waste so much time in class because they can't catch any of my mistakes in class that I make
What
on
happened?
accident. So I have to go back and do them on purpose. He would never have made it in that class. Alright,
Yes, I
6.4 over
would've.
3.3, which you end up doing the division,
Happened.
and you get 1.9.
Yeah, that's the thing, you just proved his point.
1.9 times bigger.
Hey, you forgot the label.
No. Oh, okay, what's times bigger? You don't, there's no actual label because it's not kilograms. It's not saying how many kilograms bigger, it's
Bigger.
how many times bigger. I,
Fill the label.
I did. Alright, B, and this is the last one. Unless you guys feel like you need to work on
What
it.
happened to my book?
I don't know. Someone
It's
did.
so light. Usually it's like blue.
They ran out of ink. Anyways, sun's diameter is 1.4 times 10 to the 6 kilograms. Moon is 3.5 times 10 to the 3rd, which by the way tells you something about the moon. 3.5 times 10 to the 3rd, this thing is shrimpy.
That's really big.
Wait, oh, this is the diameter, this is not the weight.
Yeah.
I was gonna say, there's no way the sun is smaller than Mercury.
Wait,
This
is
is
it?
kilometers.
Wait, which one's bigger?
Which one?
I don't know which one's which.
Tell me, no, don't even look, stop looking. Did you already cheat?
I already looked.
Oh, come on. Without,
I wasn't
okay,
cheating.
then based off of this, how do you know which one is the sun and which one is the moon?
I can't see.
10 to the 6th and 10 to the 3rd.
That's why I asked.
If you're not sure, how do you figure out which number is bigger? You look at the what first?
Well,
The diameter.
the power was
You look at the what?
the power.
Yeah, this is 10 to the 6th, this is 10 to the 3rd, so this is automatically the sun.
It means sun's bigger.
Yeah. So then the question is, how many times as great is the diameter of the moon is the diameter of the sun? Read, how many times bigger is the sun than the moon?
How much bigger is the sun's diameter than the moon's diameter?
That's what I meant, I was just making sure you're paying attention again. Anyways, you have to do division again. Your power of 10, you're gonna get what at the end? 10 to the, yeah, 10 to the 3rd, and then you have to do 1.4 divided by 3.5. Now, how do you do 1.4 divided by 3.5? Here's what you have to do. Remember, you move the decimal over here for each of them.
Oh,
Move the decimal over for both of them. Then this decimal goes up here. You know you're gonna put a 0, so you add another 0. 35 goes into 140, how many times? Think 35, 70, 70 times 2 is 140, goes in 4 times. 35 into 140? Count by 35. 35, 70, Out by 35. 35,
Oh, okay, I see,
70,
I see,
105,
I see,
140.
I see,
Goes in
I see,
4
I see,
times.
I see.
4 times 35 is 140, 0. So now this turns into 0.4 times 10 to the third. Good?
No, you can't do
No,
that, it's
I
not
caught it.
above one.
Yeah.
Above one, so you gotta move, and then
4,
it becomes 10 to the
so this
second.
is getting bigger, this gets
So
smaller.
4 times 10 to the second.
4 times 10 to the second times bigger.
Okay.
Thank you, I
There you go.
appreciate it so much.
I read that is form Navisa.
Alright,
Is there any more?
that's it. You guys can start the assignment.
We didn't get it.
Actually,